Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hive Mind, a channel solely focused on exposing the abundant hypocrisy of the left. You know, I always say politics is all about contrast, and it really is. It's about a choice, left or right. And look, I'm not talking about partisan labels here. I don't necessarily subscribe to those labels or even parties in general. I'm just talking direction. You know, at the end of the day, it really is left or right, but not in the sense of parties, rather in the sense of direction. Two diverging paths. You're walking down the road of politics, and then at election time, you're faced with a choice. Either turn left or turn right. And look, it's not always easy to feel 100% confident in your choice. You know, you can never truly be 100% sure about anything that you're making the right decision. We don't have this divine ability to analyze every factor and nuance. This stuff is complicated, and we just try to make the best choice with the information available to us. It's normal to ask yourself, am I on the right side? Am I doing the right thing? I think a lot of people have moments of doubt and insecurity. But then every once in a while, something happens that, in my view, gives you moral clarity, kind of clears up all the confusion in an instant. One of those moments where the mask slips and suddenly the entire contrast between your two options becomes so vivid, so in your face, that the choice becomes obvious. Well, I got one of those moments where the contrast is made quite clear. These are the moments that allow me to justify my political allegiances. You know, I'm never going to sit here and delude myself into being a full-blown, blinded partisan. The right can do no wrong. Donald Trump is literally perfect. That's not true. There's good and bad on both sides. But at the end of the day, at least right now, at least we're not these people. Let's continue to paint that contrast, shall we? We got some stuff to get into, so let's roll the tape. Alright, folks, so I think this clip pretty much is going to speak for itself, especially with that intro that kind of lays the foundation here. Just take a look.
I feel very, very sorry for you. You're just a little man. Little man. Just about, I'm sorry.
You're a traitor to the United States. You're falling apart. Your truck's falling apart. Traitor.
Yeah, it's stuff like that that really makes the choices clear. It's the perfect visual metaphor for what's going on in the American political game right now. You got a guy here just driving a Cybertruck, going down the road, minding his own business, and his car gets absolutely swarmed by these unhinged, leftist psychos screaming at him like lunatics, attacking him for literally nothing except for what, the car that he drives? And what it supposedly symbolizes? There's no effort to extend an olive branch, to have a discussion, to treat people as human beings. It's not about debating the ideas these people don't want to understand. They just want to scream. They just want to be right. We're right and you're wrong. We're good and you're bad. It's a game of demonization to put yourself on a pedestal and put the other people down. And that right there, that symbolizes the modern left. That right there, those are the two choices. It's a cultural choice. It's not necessarily about party allegiance. It's just, look, you live in a political system where you have to make a choice. Are you going to go with the schizo nutcases who can't even engage in basic adult dialogue? Or are you going to go with the regular people who still have their heads screwed on straight? It's basically that simple. I mean, clearly it's obvious which side is the side of common sense and which side has lost the frickin' plot. And obviously we know the left talks a big game about tolerance and inclusion and justice, but clearly when the rubber meets the road, they're the ones throwing tantrums, chasing people down and going absolutely nuclear over someone simply existing differently than they'd prefer, because that's what it is, right? Oh, you drive a Tesla. You don't fully adhere to my completely insane, deranged conspiratorial worldview. Therefore, you're a Nazi. You're a racist. We're gonna exile you from society. You should be banned. You should be re-educated. Stop it. It's basically the psychos versus the normals. It's not about policy. It's not about principles. It's emotional domination. And that right there is the dynamic. One side is filled with people that are just trying to live their lives, trying to raise their families, run small businesses, maybe drive a cool electric car that looks like it's out of some sort of sci-fi. And then you got the other side that completely loses their mind over everything. The party of the party of vandalism, the party of psychotic meltdowns on TikTok, the side that calls you extreme, a threat to democracy because you want secure borders, stable prices, a school curriculum that isn't written by complete perverts, lower taxes, less war. It's obvious what's going on. These people don't want a conversation. They want submission. They want ideological submission. Submit to their ideas or else. Well, you know what? If that's the message of the left, well then what choice do I have? I'm on the right. It's basically that simple. And in the past, the left would make the argument, well, you're just looking at the fringes, painting this extreme representation of the left, and then applying it to the rest of us. It doesn't actually exist. You're just being brainwashed by a couple edited videos, the SJW montages that get posted on YouTube and other social media platforms. The same dismissive argument the left makes with everything, right? It's not actually happening. But come on, it is happening. And it's gotten so bad as of late that even the left is becoming increasingly infuriated with it. Here's one example, a conversation between Maureen Dowd and Bill Maher.
They just stopped being any fun. I mean, they made everyone feel that everything they said and did and every word was wrong. And people don't want to live like that, feeling that everything they do is wrong.
You think we're over that era? Do you think that?
No, I think,
right.
I mean, I think Democrats are just in a coma. They haven't figured out.
Right. But no, the woke are not giving up on that. I mean, we saw with the Seven Dwarves movie just came out.
Oh, right.
And
there are no dwarves, right?
They thought about the dwarves. It's so funny. Though this is again one of my big problems with progressives. They're so stupid so often about things that they find their way back to something that's very unprogressive. Like you think getting jobs for people. Very progressive. Not if you're a dwarf, because there are dwarves out there who wanted to play these parts who couldn't because it was somehow politically incorrect to portray dwarves as, I don't know, minors who know Snow White. And you're arguing about whether it's right if real dwarves play dwarves. There are dwarves in the world, and there are jobs for them that you lost.
It was, I think the Democrats just got to have a suffocating persona where you just couldn't do anything or say anything that wasn't to be criticized.
Somebody once wrote, "The politics of purity makes people stupid and mean."
Was that you?
It was you, fool.
Oh.
And here's another example with Gavin Newsom, where he makes the claim that the left has become toxic.
I mean, this idea that we can't even have a conversation with the other side.
You have to. They won.
Thank you. That's it. Bottom line. And by the way, or the notion we just have to continue to talk to ourselves or we're in the same damn echo chamber. These guys are crushing us. The Democratic brand is toxic right now. It's one thing to make noise, but you also have to make sense.
And there you go. We're not the only ones seeing it. Clearly, some people on the left are starting to look around and realize it. It's a totally toxic culture. And again, at the end of the day, it's all about contrast. And it's becoming increasingly clear each and every day that one side is clearly vengeful and angry and jealous, aggressive, intolerant, and the other side just wants freedom and to have fun and to vote for who they want to vote for. Here's another perfect example. You got the raging, screeching zombie leftist lunatics on the side of the road, I don't know, going on about fascism, this and that. And then you got the Trump supporter who supposedly is the extremist threat, just driving down the road, playing YMCA. It's all about choices. Pick a side. Anyways, that's pretty much what I got for you guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to leave a like and possibly subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.